Hey, Song and Sword family, welcome to another Mic Talk. Welcome to Thursday. This is Song and Sword. We proclaim Jesus with the song of grace and the sword of truth. God bless you guys. Hope you guys are doing so well. And miss you. And thanks for your prayers. Text prayer to that number on the screen. We're praying for you, even on the mountain. So hopefully in the next couple of days, I'll show you some of the sites that we saw up there in Mount LeConte. I'll actually try to do a Mic Talk from there. But thank you for praying for our safety. We are in a happy place. It's cold here, as you can tell. It's pre-dawn, probably another couple hours before the sun comes up. But we have this balcony, this place that we're renting, and you can kind of see, you really can't see, that's kind of the road that leads down to Gatlinburg. And if you know anything about Gatlinburg, Gatlinburg is, I don't know how to describe it. It's the Grand Ole Opry meets a state fair and a tractor pull and Disney and lots of food. That's the best I can describe for you. With an East Tennessee language called banjo. Let's go with that. How's that a description for Gatlinburg? Makes you want to come, doesn't it? But it's the mountains, and you're not too far from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And we've just spent a lot of our lives here. Sarah and I honeymooned here. I came here as a kid. I've just been here hundreds of times, it feels like, maybe dozens. But anyway, glad you guys are with us. Bless you on this Thursday. Happy birthday to Rob McDonald. God bless you, man. Thank you. And Kat for being a part of our ministry at Song and Sword. And now you're in warmer weather. I don't get why you go to warmer weather, but glad you guys are a part of what's going on. And happy birthday, Rob. Well, today we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. But, I'll get this tomorrow. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, great famous passage. 1 Corinthians 9:24. And thankfully, in the middle of me doing this, somebody's car alarm is going off. Maybe you can't hear it. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No, I beat my body and I'll make it my slave so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. The Apostle Paul is talking about something that we're doing right now. He's talking about spiritual discipline. He's talking about the discipline, and remember, he's talking to the Corinthians. I hope you're doing your reading through the chapters each week, and you've listened to the sermon, and you're with your small group looking at the destinations study. If you haven't seen this one from Corinth, you need to check it out, and you'll love that. I thought I saw a lizard around here somewhere. I'm just making sure it's not a snake. Anyway, it's just a shadow. I'm afraid of the shadows this morning. Hey, anyway, focus, Mike. The Corinthians, they were on an isthmus, which means they hosted the Isthmian Games. I mean, just think of the Olympics happening at your town every 2 years. People from all over Greece and really all over the Roman world came to these games to compete. 3 main sports: wrestling, running, boxing. And he mentions 2 of them here. Can't prove it, but I think Paul was a sports fan. But he mentions this is the way it looks in Christianity. Christianity is a lot like training for a boxing match. That's why we have the sword of truth. We are at battle. There is a war going on. I don't know if you've watched the headlines. I don't know if you're seeing what's going on in this world, but Satan is fighting, and he's fighting through sin and sinful people and people given to sin. And we are at war. We are at war for the souls and the minds and the emotions of our kids in our schools. I mean, we are in battle. And he says, you better train like you're at war. You better train like you're fighting. So he says, I don't box as one just beating the air. I'm not a shadow boxer. I'm in the fight. And he goes, I don't run just to jog. He goes, I'm competing for the prize of eternity with Jesus Christ. And I love this. This is a little insight into what's going on here. And again, if you're in Corinth in the first century, you hear these words and you really, really understand them. They do it. Everyone competes in the games, in verse 25. They do it to get a crown that will not last. Every one of the Olympic games, the Olympic-style games in Greece, and you had the Isthmian Games, and of course the Olympic Games, and the Delphi Games in Delphi, and the Pythian. I think the Pythian Games were Delphi, and you had these games that were happening all the time. They all had their different wreaths, and the wreath that you won. This is what you won. If you were the athlete that was the best in the boxing match or the wrestling match or the races, when you won the race, you're number one in all of Greece, you get a wreath around your head. You've seen the laurel wreath. Corinth had a celery wreath, a celery wreath, it's hard for me to say this morning, that you put on the winner's head. Can you imagine? You worked for 2 years, you won a race, you're the best athlete in the known world, and you get celery. How's that for an award? And that's what Paul says. He says they're running for just the short glory of winning a race that's just a runner's race. But we do it to get an eternal glory. We do it to get a crown that will last forever. And when he's later writing to Timothy, he says, I fought the good fight, I finished the race, and now there is in store for me a crown of righteousness that awaits not only for me, but for all of those who are called according to his purpose. Guys, you and I are competing today, not with each other, not against each other. We are training in the race called faith. We are boxing in this life that is filled with all kinds of evil and influences that are not good. But in the end, if we just stay faithful, keep throwing punches, keep running, in the end, we cross the finish line. And that finish line there awaits for us a crown of glory. And that's what Paul's talking about here today. So on this Thursday, think about the race you're running today. Let's be disciplined as we run it so that other people might see our lives and go, what are you running for? Because everybody's running, but we're running for something eternal. God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.